Hi everyone. Oh, it's hot. Hot and sticky today. Where am I? Hi Keris and Moira. Oh, me, saying I'll be there in a minute. I'm here now. You might have noticed. Wow. I did have a cup of tea, but I've drunk it. So I did bring in some drink with me, just in case I get a little bit thirsty. So there was no chat today. Well, that's very wet. Tissues anywhere? I need some tissues to wipe my drink down. Yes, there they are, I think. There we go. So I'm not sure if anyone's getting notified, but we'll just have to keep going and see. And there's probably other people live, so that might impact as well. I'll wipe this down, but it'll be wet again soon, I should think. So how are you guys? How are you? Stuck in my own ad. How can I be in an ad when it's my live? Oh, that's that. I'll be working in a minute. It's already got condensation on it. Crazy hot today. Crazy hot. I'll be there in a sec. I just need to get a drink. I can see some comments coming in. I didn't do a chat this morning because Gary wanted to go out early, and we went out for the day. We went to a place called Ramsgate, which is a seaside area, and it was really nice. Very, very hot. Let's see who we got. Teresa, welcome. I said the guys before that. Thank you. Oh, I can't bear hair around my neck when it's hot. So, you know, I used to do Ellie Mae. Well, Ellie Mae still sticks to your neck, but I put it in plaits, and now Gary loves them. I did do a chat which is uploading, and I mentioned that. Hi Carol, welcome, and Donna and Kim. Woo woo! Good to see you. Don't forget the thummies, guys. So yeah, it's the only way to keep the hair away from my neck. Hi Terry and Erin. Good morning. Good afternoon. And Candy, hi. Good to see you, Candy. Haven't seen you all, guys. Well, some of you were in the other day, just back from your dermatology appointment. Well, I did mention this in my chat video, which when I got home, because I thought I won't be doing one tomorrow either, because I've got to go out. Gary's car has to be done. They removed 2 things for biopsy and froze a precancerous spot on your nose. Are you just trying to copy me with the nose? Come on, it's mine. Mine is the nose. Well, I hope it's all cool anyway, you know, and they got rid of it all, and that the biopsies are clear. It's been a hot minute. It has been a hot minute. So yeah, I phoned the doctor today because when I went in the other day, I had blood tests. Still got the nice bruise, which is all shades of green, purple and brown. Beautiful. Didn't really hurt, so I'm quite surprised that I got that kind of bruise, considering he was very good and very gentle. But I had a diabetes test, and I was convinced that I probably would fail that, but I didn't. I haven't got diabetes. I'm all fit as a fiddle and fit as a butcher's dog. Didn't realise you had a spot on your nose. Oh wow. Well, you know mine. Have I missed anybody? No, I don't think so. If I have, hello, and don't forget the thummy, everyone. So my nose, I kind of feel like I missed it for quite some time, because I noticed, you see, what I do is before I come on, I get my little powder and I just kind of get rid of the colour, you know, like that. And I found that the powder was grabbing onto the kind of part of my nose there, and it looked like I'd put my finger in the powder and did that on my nose, like made a thumbprint. And I didn't think anything of it. I just thought that's really weird how it always kind of does that, but I always thought maybe it's because I go there first. Anyway, so I think I missed it for quite some time, but when I finally did realise, it was quite a large egg shape on this side of my nose, which, you know, if I put a bit of powder on, you can't see it. And when he said what it was, I mean, I had this idea because my sister has them, and I thought, hope it's not that. And then when he said, yes, that's what it is, and he gave me the cream, my sister gets a reaction from that cream within 3 days. I'm very sensitive skin, but somehow I didn't get a reaction. So I thought maybe it was a bit bigger, you know, like there was more of it. So it's taken longer to penetrate through to it and get the reaction. So they did say, I've got hair, sorry. They said that it could take between 3 days to 2 weeks to get the reaction. So it's kind of 2 weeks coming up now. And I've still not had a reaction, but I looked at it this morning and I can't see it anymore. And I thought, normally if I go like that, I could see this oval egg-shaped mark. And I looked at it today, I screwed up my nose, and there was nothing there. And I just can't see it anymore. So I'm just going to carry on with the cream because I've got an appointment with him in a couple of weeks. But I do feel like I've got something here. I'm not sure, but it does, I don't know. I'm going to get, hopefully, an appointment with dermatology soon and they can have a good look. But I just feel like I couldn't see it at all. And bizarrely, can't see it, it'd be gone. Hi, Donna. Welcome. So yeah, don't forget the thummy, guys. So yeah, today we went out to the beach. We did a walk around the harbour, and then we did a walk down a new harbour. Like there's a new, well, it's not really new. It's just one that we never found before. There's another side to the harbour where they've got galleries and bars and that sort of thing, boat chandlers and all that kind of gubbins. So we did that as well. So I did 3 little videos there. And then we got in the car to come home and went into the Spitfire and Hurricane Museum. Gary had to go in there. And so I did a little one there. And then we went to Gillingham. And when we was at Gillingham, we had to go and sort out a fine that we got for parking, which we went somewhere for a meal. And we didn't realise that they'd changed their procedure. So when you go in, you have to put your number plate in, or you get a fine. So they said, oh, I said, you know, we've come here loads of times and it's never been in. So they said, oh, you know, since we've had it in, you've obviously not been. So if you bring in the fine when you get it with your receipt, we'll get rid of it for you. So we went in there, and then we went into Poundland and I bought some yarn because that's what I made my blanket with, and I do love that yarn. And I put that in my shop, my hobbyrocks.co.uk shop. And I do it so that people across the pond can get it if they want it. And other Poundland yarns called Knitting Essentials. And I do some Aldi yarns, which is called So Crafty. And they're all kind of done as yarn bundles over in my shop. So I'm running out. I got quite a bit of that, but I didn't want to use it. You know, I wanted to get new for it. So I got a bit of yarn and stuff in the shop, and we come home. It's been a bit of a full-on day, and we've got another one tomorrow. Gary's car needs its MOT, so I have to follow him so that he can drop it off. You love how they have all those bench seats along the shore. You wish you had them all along your lake. Do you mean the one that I did the other day? That was on this island. But today we went to Ramsgate, which is, I suppose from here about an hour away. If you could just go by as a crow flies, it's just over there really, a bit further round. We've got Southend over there, and we've got Thanet over there. But obviously if we wanted to drive to Southend, it would take us a couple of hours, or probably longer. We'd have to go all the way to London virtually, and then along the coast up that way. Because there's no bridge, which is a stupid thing. But Thanet, that's not too far away really, and just up the coast away. So we went there, and yeah, they've got benches, not as many as ours, I have to say. We've got lots and lots of benches along that promenade, but their seaside is nicer, you know. They have lovely golden sand and luxurious new apartments there and all sorts of stuff. So theirs is nicer. We have a shipping lane though. Gary said, well, if we did live here, we wouldn't see ships. He does love to see ships. He loves that sort of thing. Hi, Pamela. Welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. Oh, thank you, Donna, for putting me on your community tab. That's cool. Thank you. So, yeah, I'm not sure what this is on my nose. My sister, when she saw me the other day, she said, I don't think it is it. And I said that all along. What, you know, did I trust his diagnoses and stuff? But I don't know. We'll have to see. Might be something worse for all I know. It does look like it's gone though. Oh, a bit weird really. We shall see, time will tell. Really like my new grill area. Been working on your outdoor space as well. And nearly finished and ready for the summer. Well, that area, I always grilled there, but we used to have an old table. And it was Joyce's table that she used to have in the living room, and it was wooden. But it was not a very stable table. Like it was round, but two sides went down, so it was then ovaled at each end but rectangular, and then you could lift those leaves, but those leaves never really were very stable, and it'd seen better days anyway. So we decided, I got the new table, and that one we put outside, and I used it because you could make it flat on the end and put it where that one is, and it was just kind of half a table, if you like. And I put my grill on it, but it rotted because it wasn't great in the first place. And then with the weather, if we'd painted it, it would have lasted, but we didn't. So that table I just bought from Homebase, and it's quite a nice sturdy table. So yeah, it's a stable table. Like, you need a stable table when you're grilling. So yeah, that area there now in front of the decking is where I would, because it's got the path, so that's nice and sturdy, and that's where I kind of do it. And then we've got the table and chairs nearby. But he's been really working quite hard out there on the back of the garden, like the very end, because that used to just be a wilderness. Lots of really tall, awful weeds, and as soon as you get rid of them, they would be back because it was in the soil, you know, and they weren't going anywhere. So what we did was we got one of those membranes and we put that down so it killed all the weeds, and then from there we just started working, building it up and getting hardcore. Gary was doing that, not me, but you know what I mean. So he's been concreting and making those kind of raised patioed areas, one of which will be seating and the other one will be his shed and a little pathway, and then the path will come all the way past the caravan and to the back door, but it will be wider than it is now, and obviously paved rather than concrete. But we've got to sort the path out because we couldn't open the caravan door with the path the way it was. We had to chip away at it, so it needs levelling because it's sloping. It's a wonky path, which isn't good when you're trying to not, you know, when you're carrying stuff and you don't want to fall over. And anyway, he's doing really well out there, and we've got all the decking now, and the flower beds are nice, so it's getting there. It is getting there. And I have some really good news that I now have internet in the caravan. In the Yarner van, I've got internet in the Yarner van. It works because I've got these relay discs. There's one in here, so I can get internet better in here. So the main one is in the living room. There's one in here and one in the bedroom. For some reason, they only put it down that I had 2 when I had 3 of them. So they gave me an extra one because you're allowed 3. So what I did was I relayed it. I got them all kind of set up, and then I relayed them so that the one from the bedroom goes through the window to the one at the end of the house, and the one at the end of the house then reaches the caravan in the garden, so they all kind of go from one to the other. And it didn't work at first, but I could pick up the one at the end of the house. I had 2, you know, you've got the bars, I had 2. And I thought, well, that's enough to do a live stream out there in any case, so that would be fine. But I managed to get the other one to work, so now I've got full signal out there. And I can't imagine that it'll be as strong as in the living room, but it's going to work, you know. I've got internet. I can take a laptop out there now and get some work done. That's one of the things that used to really annoy me, because I'd have all my yarn out there for my business and I'd have to come in here to do the computer, which was really, really annoying. But now I can take my laptop out there and I'll be able to do stock taking and change it on the laptop rather than having to make a list and then come in here and do it, which is a pain. So yeah, that's cool. I'm glad now that I've got the internet sorted out. Yes! And look at this. Went into Poundland today, and how cute is this bag? Isn't that so cute? I love this bag. So unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, they didn't have any cheap bags. So I said to Gary, well, if we have to have one, I want the Bugs Bunny bag. So I got this and the yarn. Yeah, but they also had one that was all of the Looney Tunes. And I said, oh, that's a nice one. They had a cat and a dog one as well that was really cute. But they went a bit downhill for a while, their bags. They used to be really good quality, and then they would become really flimsy. So I stopped getting them. They just weren't. But this one's nice and sturdy again now. And they're so good, especially when I need to bring yarn in or take yarn out. I can just put it in them. They're so good for that. I used to send them off in when people won my giveaways, because I could get some London ones and that. I used to get some and put them in giveaways, or just pop them into people's orders, because I'm always doing that, popping stuff in people's orders and stuff like that. It is coming along nicely. It is lovely. It will be nice. I mean, it only happened yesterday, and since then we've been out, so I haven't reaped the benefits of having the internet out there. But hopefully I will soon. I know, it's such a cute bag, isn't it? I really love the colours. Very nice. I love it when these rainbow colours go like fade in. Because now when I do my thumbnails, sometimes I can have that on the thumbnail, but I don't like to do it all the time because I think they get a bit samey. And I do like to mix up my thumbnails a little bit, so they're not always, you know, they're always different and eye-catching. But so what have you guys been doing? It is absolutely melting here. It really is. It's sticky and hot, and it has been for days. I know we had absolutely no spring whatsoever. We just had rain, but since then it has been really hot, and the road is a dust bowl, which isn't nice. But we've had a lot of cars going by this last few days, and there's a reason for that, because there was a murder around the corner. Now, we don't get stuff like that happen here, you know. It's this Sleepy Hollow. We don't have that, but we had a shooting. Somebody, it was one of the holiday camps. A guy shot another bloke, and he's been arrested, so he's, you know, they got him. But the other day there was lots of police, loads of police cars and an ambulance, funny enough. Even though they'd already arrested him, and it was Sunday gone when the shooting happened, but there was an ambulance, and they cordoned off the whole road, so people had no choice but to drive all the way around here to get out and get back home from work and everything. But the only trouble is, our road is nicer than theirs, and it's going to make them think, oh, I'm going to go that way from now on, because their road is a bit flatter, which means it won't be for long, because they're going to wreck it. But not that it's great as it is, it's pretty bad. But where things are going by all the time, it's just dust. It's awful. A little while ago, I hosed down the house and the cars because they were thick dust from the road, and I just doused the road so that it wasn't so bad. But that doesn't last 5 minutes before it dries out and it's dusty again. And my car was clean the other day, and it just looks brown now. It's red, but it doesn't look red anymore. It looks the colour of kind of tan coloured dust. Awful. Hi Jay, welcome. Don't forget the thumbie. So yeah, that was a bit of excitement, wasn't it, round here? Having a murder, for goodness sake. You know, we don't get stuff like that. Not round here anyway. But I suppose it's where people have, you know, who brings a gun on holiday? Good grief. It must have been gunning for him, if you know what I mean. Planned ahead. Because, you know, unless that person was living in it and had the gun here all the time, which doesn't bear thinking about. Hi Kim. I know, it really is scary. No, I know what you mean. No, I don't think he wanted it in the end, because he felt that acting job was too many triggers for him, because going to the party to meet everybody made him start smoking, and he kind of had just got it out of his system. Now he's having to sort of vape again to get it all out of his system. So I think he just felt like it was a kind of thing that set him back, and he didn't really want to do that. But he never really heard anything anymore. Nobody did. So I don't know if they're still going ahead with the film or not, but nobody's heard anything. Taking a break and helping your hubs rake dirt for landscaping around his new shop. That sounds nice. That's cool. I think it's too hot at the minute to crochet. If I made the house nice and cool, then it's okay. But I've walked in, I'm really, really hot. My hands are all sticky with sun cream on, you know, where I've been factoring up me and Gary while we were out, and it's just too hot at the moment. I mean, I don't want to put the aircon on until we're sitting in there later on and we need it, you know. Don't really want to run it all day or anything. So I've got my fan on while I'm in here, which is barely touching me for some odd reason, even though it's aimed right at me. It's just not really cooling me down much. But it's too hot to crochet. Definitely too hot to knit. There is absolutely no way I could hold knitting needles. Crocheting is different, especially with the ergonomic hooks, because you're actually not really touching that part of the hook, are you? You're touching this bit, so you don't get quite as much squeaking. But where you touch the yarn with this hand, it kind of can make it squeaky. But I'm not really, it's way too hot. But later on, maybe when the sun's gone down and I've got the aircon on and it's chilled and I've had my shower, then I might be able to do something. But not at the moment, it's way too hot. It cooled off again. 68 degrees in the house. I don't know what it is here. I haven't had a barometer. You just had knee surgery, so getting lots of crochet done. Working on a granny square baby blanket with Premier Parfait layers. I don't know, I've not heard that one. I've had Premier yarn, obviously. I had the puzzle yarn, and so, I've had a few Premiers. I had the Muirwoods. I love that. And a couple of others have been sent to me over the years in yarn swaps and Happy Mails, but I've not seen the Parfait layers yet. Yeah, congratulations. Oh, I do miss having a little baby around. You're going to have to leave for a time. Teresa, dermatology office just sent a message for a new appointment for tomorrow morning. You need to find out what that's all about. Okay, well, I hope it's okay. Hi, Angela. You're doing fine, that's cool. Drinking water and working on your granny squares. Fourth. Oh no, it's I keep telling Paul we need a new baby. I keep telling Paul because Harley is 5 now, and we need another baby. He's the man that would be the most likely to give in and have one, but no, so far, no, not so far. Oh, But yeah, I do love it when they're ultra tiny and they're all floppy. Most people say that they like it when they can notice things more, and that they, you know, they're aware and they find them more interesting. But not me. I like them floppy and totally and utterly dependent upon you. I love that when they're really like tiny. You've got 2 from one son and 2 from another for grandbabies. I've got 1 and 1, but we also have we have Sophia and River, who's Gary's daughter's little one, so that's kind of another 2. You know, I'm their nanny, so that's fine. And we have Alfie and Bailey, who are Harley's older brothers, but they're not Paul's, if you know what I mean. So he'd already met somebody who had already got 2 boys. So they're older. Alfie is the youngest, and he's still kind of like not yet teeny-fied. Do you know what I mean? But Bailey's definite teenager, in that teenage years, which we all look forward to, don't we? Not. Bonus kids, yeah. I got some bonus kids. When my sister had bonus kids, she would say, look, you should feel more part of the family than anyone else, because I had them because that's what, you know, we had them, but I chose you. So, you know, you should realise that I love you because we chose you. Sorry, my bag fell down. It's tickling my leg. And when you're hot, everything that tickles is a nightmare, isn't it? It's just you can't bear flies. You know, when flies are buzzing around, you can't bear hairs that tickle. It's all just so much more of an annoyance than it would be normally. So, I still haven't drunk my Coke. I bring it in here and put that in it, and don't even put it in the fridge. Just leave it here. Still haven't drunk it. But, yeah, I got my very first piece of merch a little while ago. I've got to look into my second one soon. I don't quite know what to get. I'll have to see what's out there. Close together. I thought, you know, when I looked at that and it said, Rebecca, hello. When it says busy mama, mammal, I thought it looked like it said Barry Manilow. I thought, who's talking about Barry Manilow? But then it's because my eyes have got sun cream in them. You know? So they're not the best. They're not the best. So yeah, hello Barry Manilow. Yep. Anyone else come in that I've missed? If there is, sorry, just don't forget the thummy and hi. So yeah, I thought I'd do a live stream on this, because normally if I do a live stream on Crochet Rocks, excuse me, I finish a whip or I work on a whip. And if I do a live stream over on Rocksteady, I do a chat live stream like this one. So I figured I'm going to do a chat live stream on this one today because it's just too hot to crochet. I can't pick it up. It's just too much. No chance of me working on the whips today. Hi Hannah and Sindra, hello, welcome. Don't forget the thummy. I'm sorry for calling you Barry Manilow. I didn't mean to. It's just yeah, sun cream in the eyes makes them blurry. Does make them very blurry. Still, at least I look nicer with blurry eyes. There is that. So those of you who just joined me, you might not have heard, I've actually got the internet now in the yarn around. I'm so excited. Managed to sort that out yesterday. Got these like little relays and it now stretches as far as the yarn van, so that would be cool. Not so much at the moment because we're so busy. Like today we went out to the seaside, which is why we had no chat today. But I did make up for it by filming a lot, but it's going to be on Rocksteady, my other channel. I'm not sure if any of them are going to be on here, but when we got home I did film a chat and it was uploading, so I thought, you know what, I might as well just do a live, so I did that instead. But it is uploading, I might put it on still, but there'll be no chat tomorrow morning because I have to take Gary into town because his car's going in for its MOT. So I have to follow on and then pick him up. And we're going to go to the wholesaler, have a look round as well. And there's something else we've got to do as well. So there'll be no kind of chat. But hopefully, day after, Friday, I'll get back to normal. And Gary's working the weekend. Father's Day on Sunday. And then low carb starts. Yep. Can't wait, actually. Cheers, everyone. Oh, just realised I'm actually hungry. We were going to go out for a meal, but when we got there to pay for our car park ticket, well, not pay for it, but to get it sorted out, we was just still full up from our little lunch. So we didn't have it. We said, no, forget it. We went to Aldi instead and got some steaks. And then next door, there was a Poundland. So that's what we did. But tomorrow we're going to go and have a good look at a wholesaler that I got a card for. They're a food wholesaler. But they do packaging and stuff like that. So that would be cool. Granny D! Woo woo! No, you didn't totally miss the live. And your TV just put a commercial on the live stream. Have I tried Premier Bloom? I've not. Don't think I've had Bloom. Don't think I've had Bloom. I've had a few Premier yarns sent to me over the years, but I don't think I've had Bloom. So Granny D won my little, I had a members giveaway, and it was for one of my little can cozies, my very first piece of merch, and Granny D was the winner. I had a bit of a struggle with the random comment pickers. I don't normally have that kind of problem, but it must have been that video. That one video kept giving it a 403 exception on any of the random comment pickers that I went on. I must have tried about 3 or 4 and none of them worked. So in the end, I just put all of the names in a hat and got Gary to pick it. And Gary picked out Granny D. Bless him. If anyone else has come in and I've missed you, thank you. Don't forget the thumbie. So yeah, there'll be no chat tomorrow because we've got to take Gary's car in, and I need to film my following my treatment. I need to film that tonight because I didn't do today's this morning because I was out early. But it was such a lovely day, very nice, and not been to Ramsgate for a long time. And a lot of the things that I used to do there with the kids when they were little have gone, and they're kind of building luxury apartments and trying to bring the area up. But it is really nice there. It's got a funny little town though. Not kind of a thriving metropolis or anything, but it has got a few shops. I know, wasn't it a nightmare? That random comment picker scenario. Hey, Scraptastic Crocheter, I nearly missed you. Don't forget the thumbs. Oh, good to see you. And Melanie J. Good to see you too. Whoopsie. It just jumped. Sorry about that. Let me see where I was. Oh, Bloom. Bloom! I know what you mean. I think I have something similar, which is a Hayfield one. I think they actually called it Bloom. Hayfield Bloom. Which makes me wonder if Hayfield and Premier are not the same. I had some in here. I don't know where it's gone. Oh, I'm just realised I'm hungry. Gonna rumble in a minute. That's not good. So we were going to go out for a meal, but we were full up because while we were on, we didn't have any breakfast. We just went out really early. So while we were there, we had they had these small portion meals. So we had a small fish and a small fries with, mine was with peas. Gary's didn't have, he don't like peas of any kind. But the chip portion, there must have been about 8 chips. So that's how big it was. It wasn't like a pile or a plateful. It was just this tiny little portion of chips. And the fish was really thin. So we thought that would just be enough to give us kind of like a brunch. And then later on we can have a meal out. And we were still full up from it. It was just weird. Just full up all day on this tiny little meal. So we didn't go out for a meal, and we bought some steak, and I have to barbecue it. I think, I get the short straw because I'm the one who does the barbecuing. Never mind. Gary's making all the rest of it, so that's fine. Now, I do have my on-air sign. It's there, but I needed the charger because I have to use like a phone charger to plug it in, and I needed it for my phone because where I'd been out all day, I'd kind of run it down. So if I put that on, then I might just go off. So I best use the charger on that rather than the on-air sign. But I've got internet out there. I might do some live streaming out there. I could set up a little area like you've got, Dee, where I can have a little den and I can have my on-air sign, and I've got one of those running cable lights as well, very pretty, and you can change them all. Might be a little bit bright, I don't know, but I can put all that out there and make a little filming area. I need to sort the Yarnavan out. It's a mess. I'm not very tidy, sadly, and so I go out there and I do these bits and pieces, and I don't put stuff away, and it mounts up, and then I've got all the stuff that doesn't belong out there as well, which I need to sort out. But I've got a lot of things out there that I'm going to special offer on because I want the space. I want the space to make the den, the area. So all of my puzzles and crochet kits and things like that, I'm going to see if I can special offer them and make some space, free it up. Then I can get rid of that stacking shelf unit, because I might do a little stall somewhere for a couple of days a week, and I'll use that as my display area. But I've got to paint it first because it's seen better days. That's it. It's trouble. It's the fact that I would normally plug it in, but all I've got is the I don't know what I've done with it. The plug socket, but no lead because I used it. So yeah, I normally do have it on if I'm on a live stream, but I needed the plug in. I don't know where I'm up to. Okay, so that you answered me there. Men do the barbecues, don't they? They do here too, but not mine. Not mine. Wherever you go, it's the man who does the barbecue. It's the weirdest thing, but even in my last relationship, it was me that barbecued. And funny enough, it was me that cut the meat on a joint, I'd be the one that carved it. So I did all the traditional man things. And it's like that now. I cut the meat and I do the barbecue. It's bizarre. But I don't just do the traditional man things in this relationship, I do cook. Whereas I didn't used to in the other. Because I used to do all the cooking, but my ex was a bit of a control freak. And he kind of slowly but surely dismantled my role within the family. Because there was one point in life where he would come home earlier than I did. So he started doing the dinner. And that was when everybody's diet changed for the worse when he started cooking. Because I would do whole foods and he started doing packages, So, and saucy meals that were fattening. So yeah, but after a time, I got to the stage where I'd kind of forgotten my place in the kitchen. I've forgotten how to make something out of nothing. Whereas I used to be able to go, what have I got? Oh yeah, okay, let's do some fusion cooking, and I would just wing it. And I kind of lost that ability, but I've got it back now. Got enough practice in since. But yeah, he slowly dismantled my role within the family. He even started doing the washing, would you believe? Not ironing, though. Couldn't persuade him for that one. Okay, where am I? Uh, I've missed out. What is not? What is big enough, like a walk-in closet with a window? I'm not sure what that is. I missed that bit. Oh yeah, the guys mostly do the barbecue in Wisconsin, and ladies, Michigan. The ladies took care of it. Oh, okay. I'm a Michigan woman then. Um. I know. I'm looking forward to living out there. I am, especially if I want to do it in the evening time. Remember when I used to do lives in the evening, and I would maybe come on after D or something, but I kind of stopped doing that because Gary's hours changed, and he no longer worked evenings. And I used to do those when I was on my own in the evening, waiting up quite late for Gary to come home. But he changed his hours, and so he now would be home with me in the evening. So I would spend my evenings with him, and I'd live stream earlier. But I thought if I was ever bored at a loose end and I wanted to do a live, I'd worry that I'd wake him up because he has to keep his hearing aid in to hear his alarm in the morning. So with me being all raucous and noisy, I'd worry that I would wake him up. So I can do a live out there. Yay! I did find the neck light. I didn't really look hard enough. It was right in front of me. But I also found a spider. Yeah, I wasn't very happy. It was only small. But I have doused that caravan in crawling insect spray and spider killer. I have doused that whole area. So hopefully it is now dead. Hopefully. Okay, sorry about this, but I'm a bit behind. You've got some piles. I hope you mean ironing. That he's putting away. Okay. Sorry, I'm being coarse. You wouldn't be me if I wasn't being coarse. Yay! I did that. When Michael moved out, he had a lovely double aspect big room in the attic space, and he moved out, so I turned it into a gigantic yarn room, and I had bookshelves with yarn in. I had all my stuff up there, and then he come back, so all of it got shoved in cupboards. Very good. But yeah, he came back and he brought Gemma with him, and that was the end of my yarn room until I moved here. So that was good. I actually got one in the end. You need to get a neck light. I got a lovely one sent to me as Happy Mail. I don't know where she got it from, but this one is fantastic. It's so much more sturdy and well built than the other one. And I don't know where Julie got that. I'll have to find out. You have to remind your husband you're a girl. I have to do that. Especially when he wants me to go and lift up paving slabs with him or do stuff that, is so huge and heavy. And I go, I'm a girl, right? Yeah, I have to tell him. Oh, hello, naked snail. Your husband did all the cooking when you was working, but since you retired, maybe he'll boil an egg once in a blue moon. Oh no, Gary's a very good cook. He's amazing, and he does do it. But he usually, if he was off work, he would normally cook, and then when he's at work, I'll do the dinner. That's how it kind of got to. But for some reason, now he's doing all this DIY, I'm doing a lot more of it than I would normally. And if we barbecue, of course, then it's me. So yeah, we're kind of, and I think it's good to barbecue when it's hot. Nobody wants the cooker on or the oven on. So yeah, Mantha, hello Sam, welcome. Don't forget the thummy guys that just joined from. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit behind in the chat. I gas bag too much, that's why. What have I missed? It is weird how you can lose your cooking talent. Yeah, you can, really. If someone just takes that job away from you. I had it. I never really got taught, you know what I mean? I was always able to cook. Would have sort of picked it up from my mum, I suppose. But it was always there. And then suddenly it was just taken away from me, as was everything else. And I was lost. in the kitchen. And it wasn't until I was dieting and I thought, I don't trust you to make me food that's not going to sabotage me. So I started doing my own cooking and I got it back gradually. But it was weird. I did feel like walk in the kitchen and feel like it was another planet, you know, and I didn't know what I was doing, but thankfully got it back now. I'm just trying to catch up a little bit. You made sizzle burgers for your big bro and me last night. So good. That sounds good. I might have to pop over, see if I can get me some sizzle burgers. Hey, naked. That sounds wrong. It does. You live far away from stores. No food delivery. That's the thing. I used to be able to look in the fridge and say, what have I got? Ooh, and make a meal out of that. But it kind of deserted me once he stole cooking from me. Only 8 miles from the town. We've got 2 freezers. That's how we get by. There's only me and Gary, but we've got two freezers. It seems a bit overkill. It does, but maybe when we do low carbon, we can actually drop it down to 1 freezer because we won't have all the extra stuff. That might save on the electricity bill as well, but yeah, we do have 2 freezers. And that's kind of, but we've always forgot to get something out, so you've got to go buy food, you know. There is that. Give Gary a hug for you for picking out your name. I did read him your comment. He thought that was funny. Hi, Fantastic Fibre and Ella Cat. Welcome. Don't forget the dummy. I've caught up. Wow. When I said, he said, you know, about winning a Gary, I said, oh, lots of people would want to win a Gary. Got so many jobs needing doing. People have always said that to me in the past. Would love to win a Gary. Tile of the week at Sam's. That yarn by my left shoulder is gorgeous. You love those colours. I got that specifically today. We went out for the day. I know there's I'm sorry if you've heard this story, but new people have come in. I didn't do a chat this morning because we got up and went out early. We went to Ramsgate and did some walks along the beach, and there's 2 sort of sides to the harbour, so I did a few different videos. They're going to be on Rocksteady, but we did a beach walk, we did the first harbour, which is the old one, and then we did the bits where they've got the galleries and all of that, and then we went to a Spitfire museum. We had to go to the Spitfire museum because Gary loves it, so we went to that and I did a little film there. So that's to say, they'll all be on Rocksteady, but on the way back we had to go and sort out a fine that we got in a car park. We went for a meal and we parked in their car park of this is a pub, bistro pub, and it's a well-known chain. It's a Hungry Horse. So we went to this Hungry Horse and didn't realise they'd changed their policy where you had to put the number plate in, otherwise you got a ticket, you know, come through the post, a fine. So we'd eaten in there loads, but a long while ago. We haven't been in there for a few months. So we didn't know that they'd done it. And it wasn't until we nearly left and I saw enter your reg. And then they said, oh, did you not? So I said, no, we didn't even see it because it was very busy. And the actual thing where you enter your reg had got people all over the place, so we didn't see it. And they said, oh, okay, you will get a fine. It'll be about £100. But if you keep your receipt and come in, we'll get rid of it for you. So got the fine the other day. So we said, okay, we'll pop in there and we'll have a meal on our way home. But we were too full up from a little lunch we had, so we just got rid of the fine, and then we decided to go in Aldi on the way home because a few of the Aldis do really nice meat. So we got some steaks and some kofti kebabs for a barbecue, and next door is a big Poundland with quite a nice size one they've got upstairs and everything. So I just said, oh, I'm going to go and see if they've got any yarn, because a lot of them, where they put the prices up now, they don't always do the yarn, or if they do, they don't always have much of it. So I was specifically looking for this one because that's the one I've been doing my willow square blanket with, and people have been seeing it a lot lately and asking for it. So I got 6. They did have more than that, but I didn't want to buy any more. And so I did put it in my shop. It's Knitting Essentials, and it's for yarn bundles, and it's for people across the pond who might want it. Pond, when that could be France, you know, it's still a pond. So I do have, I think, one listed at the moment with this colour, which is called Bright Pinks, although there's a lot more greens and oranges and everything else in it, but they call it Bright Pinks. So I did put that in as a yarn bundle. So I bought another lot just so that I could do it, because I've got a lot of my own stash, but I love it. I didn't want to get rid of it all because it's beautiful. Beautiful it is. I did say hello to my newbies coming in. It's there waiting, gorgeous Granny D. Oh, the tile. Got something on my finger, don't like it. Hi little sis, you're not too late, don't worry. Don't forget your thummies, that's a good idea. Yeah, I've got a little something on my thumb. Falling apart, but I had a bit of good news today. I called the doctor for the results of my test that I had the other day, a blood test, look at that. And I'm not diabetic, so I bought myself a bar of chocolate to celebrate. No kidding, bar of chocolate and some tea cakes. Oh, I love those things. Do you remember I showed them on my chat once, or was it a live? And they're like marshmallow with a biscuit on the base and chocolate on top, and I just went like that because you got to do that, you know, when you eat tea cake. So yeah, as I'm not a diabetic, I went out and I got myself a bar of chocolate and some tea cakes. Great news. But then you see, Sunday is the day it all ends, and I start my low carb, so it had to be done. Biscuits, got some Jaffa cakes as well, and yeah, they've all got to go by Sunday, because that's the end, that's a deadline. Father's Day on Sunday, so after that, no more naughtiness, no more naughtiness at all. Where did you get the blue ombre yarn behind me? This one? Now that is a yarn that I want to buy for my shop. I got it from a lady in town, well, funny enough, didn't even know there was a yarn shop. It's not, it's a sewing shop, but she has a few bits of yarn and a few nitty critters. And but this whole thing is one variety of yarn. And I've got the wholesaler lined up, and I will be buying it. But I need to make some space first in the yarn van. I really desperately need space. So I need to do special offers, get rid of some stuff, make some space, and then I will definitely be getting this yarn. That was my favourite one, and that one. Now this one's got purple in it. But yeah, we'll be getting that. Don't worry, no fretting. I love that, it's so pretty. just trying to catch up. Yeah, so celebrate that I'm not a diabetic by buying foods that are going to make me a diabetic. Gotta be done. You want to see Jaffa cakes? They're not open yet. I'll do it on one of my chats. I'll save it. Won't be tomorrow because there won't be a chat. I've got to go out early and get Gary's car sorted out. But I'll do a chat the day after, either Friday. Hang on, it is Friday, isn't it, tomorrow? Yeah. Yep. Either Saturday or Sunday, I will show you a Jaffa cake. And I will go out and get some of that Jaffa cake tea, because Gary's nearly finished it all, and put some in my shop. Because there's new biscuit teas. There's Jaffa cake. There's the other biscuit tea that I normally drink, but a different brand. And the other one, what's the other one? Oh, caramel. Salted caramel. They're all lovely. And it's like Hayfield Bonus. It's not Hayfield Bonus though, that. If that's the one you mean. Went to your doctor yesterday. Start me on a new round of antibiotics for pneumonia. Oh no. Hope you get over that very, very soon. Wow, well, that's good. £20. That'll be me soon. That'll be me soon after I've finished eating all my I say, you know when you call them goodies? I said we're going to have to stop calling them that, call them baddies. Because they're baddies. But, you know, got to be done, hasn't it? Hang on, I've got an itchy leg. Because I've got shorts on and everything's tickling me. It's the weather. Everything tickles and drives you crazy. Oh, Premier Bloom. Yeah, I've got some of that, but not Premier. I've got the Hayfield one. I did actually do it in a giveaway. I'm not sure if I still got it. I had grey, which I bought to River a dress when she was a newborn, and I never did it, so I put it in a giveaway. And I did have some of the usual colour bloom. They did used to do a Poundland one that was very similar, and they also had it in orange, and the orange was phenomenal. But I do have 2 balls of that left. I thought it was in here, but can't see it. It might still be in here, but I do change the yarnscape now and then, so I don't know where it is. You lost £100 a few years ago. I know the struggle. Oh, wow. Well done. Do you know what? When I met Gary, I'd lost loads of weight. I can't tell you how many pounds I'd lost, but I lost around, let me see, 8 stone. 7 or 8 stone. Between 7 and 8. And that is a lot of pounds. There's 14 pounds to a stone, is it? 2 sevens, yeah. So that's a lot, and I'd lost that. And I was skinny, kind of, when I met Gary, quite slim. And it didn't take long before, you know, Gary and I were going out, drinking. And I would drink those sweet ciders like Copperberg and fruity ciders, you know, they're not the ones that taste like cider, the ones that taste like pop. Or I'd be drinking other stuff. Don't drink anymore, sort of since the cancer, but yeah, we used to go out and eat and drink and eat and drink, and it didn't take long before it started to come on, and then I'd lose a little bit and I'd get more, and then I'd lose a little bit and I'd get more and I'd lose a little bit. I've never gone back up to where I was, never, because I get to a certain point and I say that's it, I'm done, I've got to get it off now, and I'll lose weight. And but I've never gone back to the slim me, you know. Gary likes food and he's a very good cook, and he always lacks the staying power, and it does sway me, I have to say. So this time around, we've both said we're going to do the low carb. We both said we're going to do it. He said, I'm not going to do it forever. I'm still going to have Christmas. I went, look, we can. But the point is, you've got to get back on it. I said, if you do this with me for the whole year, this time next year, we'll be there. So, yeah, I've actually got him to agree now. So hopefully he'll stick with it. But it's going to be a bit of a challenge when he takes stuff to work. But I said to him, you know, you always say when you're doing like Slimming World or something like that, I won't take anything to work. So what's different if you don't take anything to work as low carb? That doesn't make any difference, does it? They are fun things to find in your packages. I do put some biscuits in my orders, and a few people have mentioned the fact that, like, Julie's husband hangs around and he's like, oh, open the package, because he knows she's on low carb and he's going to get those Biscoff biscuits. And I've got Amarina, I think it is, who loves those, and also I put mints in, and it was, oh, I love those candies you put in, and it's like, so now I have to put not only the yarn or the crochet hooks that I normally give away, I have to put biscuits in there. And I think it was Nancy, I put in a load of jam and toast tea. I opened a box and I split them between two bags, like half each, and I put them in, and a few people got the toast and jam tea. It was like, whoa, thank you for sending that. But I always put in extras, I always try. And when I do open with me's, if I know that person will like certain things, and I'll pop them in, because I always try. Put in loads of extras if I can. It depends on if I've got play in the postage or not. If I've got a lot of play, or, you know, I can do more things than I do. But yeah, I try to put stuff in. Biscoffs are delicious. You know, as someone was getting in a conversation about the Biscoff biscuits, I think it was Amarina, and I said, oh, you know, we have ice cream Biscoff now. We have birthday cakes of Biscoff. We have it everywhere, Biscoff everywhere, you know, now. But you can get drinks that are Biscoff. That they are lovely, they really are. They used to give them to you in hotels. You used to get them your tea and your coffee making facilities and a few little Biscoffs. Now it's like, whoa, we need the Biscoffs. A bit wheezy. Excuse me, guys. Got a little bit dry then. Oh, I think I'm a bit wheezy. It might be the weather. Just playing on my asthma just a little bit. There's always changes to the weather are always bad for my asthma. And you know what? My hair was not greasy this morning, but I feel like it's stuck to my head. I do. I feel like it's probably the sun cream as well doesn't help where I've got it on my hands and I touch my head. Hello, Nancy. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. So, yeah, I try and put in some of the teas as well when I can in the people's orders. But these new ones, I have not yet bought them. I bought the packs. I did the taste test over on Rocksteady. I don't know if you see it. But I did put the normal jam and toast tea and the normal biscuit tea. And then I made a biscuit teacup and one of the new biscuit teas because we've got one exactly the same as this. And they've got the Jaffa cake tea and the caramel tea. And I made 4 cups of tea. And I near enough drank them all as well. But I tasted them and they were all lovely. So next time I go, I will pick some up and put them in my shop. But I haven't been there. Not for a while. Oh, I've got little hearts coming at me. Woo, that's kind of cute. My hair looks cute in braids. Gary likes it, I have to say. You know, I used to do like Ellie Mae with the pigtails. But pigtails still stick to you, like your neck and stuff like that. So I thought, oh, the other day, I put it in plaits. And he was like, I like that. Do you really? So now I have to do it for Gary because he really likes. But when we go out, I just can't. And I've been putting a hat on, like a big brimmed hat, you know. I must look like Calamity Jane or something, I don't know, with my hat on. Thank you for hitting the thummy. Yeah, the allergies and wheezing. Oh, it's the weather. Road doesn't help as well because it kicks up dust so much. And even out the back, I was on the decking yesterday having a little sit and listen to music, and then I did the barbecue, and the table and the decking are covered in a layer of dust. And I said, you can see then that it just covers, it goes straight over the house and into the back garden, and you've got it everywhere. You could just sweep the dust off the decking. It wasn't like that last year. It's because we've had no rain for quite some time, and it is really like a dust bowl. And it didn't help that last year when they were doing the road, because they destroy the road, they put stuff down, they put a layer of kind of dust. And it was like concrete dust. They thought the rain would set it. Well, we didn't get any rain. So it just was dust. And then it mingled with the dust that we had already. It became a nightmare. And it's never changed at all. It's awful. Look, you got the stickers. They're cute. They are. I tried to pick up cute ones. Sometimes I get a few and it says they're not the right size and I have to look again, but I do try and get cute ones. Cute member stickers. I don't think anyone's come in that I haven't seen, but if they have and I missed you, hello. Oh, so yeah, I got this bracelet in Vegas. It's my favourite one. And out of all the bracelets that I've got, and I've got some Pandora ones and some gold ones and everything else, and what do I wear? This thing from Vegas. I absolutely love it. I've got 3 of them. They're all elephants. I've got a turquoise one like this, a blue one. I've got a purple one and a pink one. But this is the one that I always wear. But it has these dangly bits and they annoy me a little bit. But I'm so surprised that even that little Hand of Fatima thing hasn't fallen off. It might just say made in Vegas, I don't know. But yeah, I've been wearing it all this time. Mostly summer though. It's a summer bracelet to me, this one. But yeah, I've kind of been dripping in blue jewellery. Trying to blue myself up a bit. Did I win in Vegas? It likes to keep your money. I did actually. I won't say I could retire on it, but every time Gary and I, because we stayed at the Luxor, every time we walked through, we had a little flutter on the machines. We didn't go on the tables. Mike did. He didn't win. But I didn't want to go on in the casino tables. So every time we went through though, I was hoping that you put your money in and you'd do this. They don't have them anymore. They're all cards, you know, and it's like, oh, that's a bit of a letdown. So we would just use the few dollars that we had here and there. If we come back through, we'd have a few little goes. But every time we did, we'd win. And I think if we added it all up, we'd kind of like $120 this day or whatever. We never came away losing, because if we lost a few times, we'd walk away. But every day we went by, we won a little bit, and then we won a little bit more. So yeah, we did win. But I still spent a fortune while I was there though. But I wouldn't say I won big time. I'm not a high roller or anything like that. Definitely not. I wouldn't know how to play it, that's the trouble. I'm not even, you know, not even sure how to play any of those, like roulette or anything. I'd probably just get it all wrong. I know, it's probably easy, but it's never been really explained to me. You had a friend send you a chainmail bracelet in purple and black. Oh, that's nice. Never been to Vegas. Oh, I loved it there. I could live there quite easy. Are those flowers behind you made of glass? Flowers? This? No, it's a lamp. Hang on. You probably notice that my my parting might be wonky. It's because I have to do my own hair and I can't see it. So no, it's a lamp, and it changes all these colours, and then it morphs. So you'll have some, it won't show because it's just too bright, but each one of those flowers will be a different colour, and then they just constantly change. But before it does that, it goes through all the colours, and now you can see it, they're all going to be different colours, and they'll just keep changing. It's very pretty. I got it one Christmas, and I used to, I think, oh no, I'm not going to have that as a Christmas tree, because it's not really, it's flowers. So I just used to keep it in here, but I very rarely put it on now. I don't know why, I just forget. Hi Grammy Colleen, woo woo, good to see you. I've got behind again. Where am I? You've been. Let's go. So, where am I? Don't do the casinos anymore. You enjoyed the one armed bandits. Yeah, they're so cool. Why did they get rid of those? They should have kept them. I'd have one that was retro or something. Mind you, they probably do in the old strip. There's probably one place where you can see them. We did go to the old strip because we had to get a marriage license there. You won $149. Woo! They do. They give you a drink, don't they, if you play? But I never got a drink. I obviously just took their money, so they didn't feel like they needed to give me a drink. I never played any tables. Maybe that's why. Still stay to slots. You can count to 21 blackjack. See, I don't know how to play it. I probably would pick it up really quick, obviously, but It's not like I've ever played, never been to a casino, never played any of those things. It's pretty lamp. I do have another one in the bedroom, but it's balls rather than flowers, just little round balls. I don't know what cherries or whatever, but that does the same thing, all different colours. But I don't ever put it on. I just put it in there, and it's under on my desk, and I think I put it on about twice. Don't spend much time in there, to be honest with you. Just checking I'm not behind. The yarn over my from the. You'll have the yarn 2 over from the blue, and the pink, purple 5 over from the blue. Okay, so this one there, that one, 2 over from the blue. That one, they're all the same. Gone dry, hang on. They're all the same, and I will be getting those when I can. And this one, that's, remember a little while ago, I did a tag. And I think I tagged you in it, Dee. I got it from Crystal from Bagaday. She didn't tag, but then she got Eric to buy yarn. And then she got her daughter, didn't she, to buy yarn. But I got Gary to buy yarn, and I did show it. And then I did it as a tag, so that, and Sam did it, and Granny D, I did tag you. And this one is one of the yarns that Gary bought me. And all of this yarn here in the whole cubby is the same brand. It's that, oh, what's it called? It begins with a D. Devanti. And it comes from the range. It's their brand. They're probably made for them, and they put a yarn band called Devanti. But this is the yarn that he got me. Amongst others, he did buy other yarns, but that's what that is. And he got me quite a lot of that pink, so I want to make something nice with that. But the other yarn next to it, they are all the same, they're just different colours of it. They're pretty, every one of them is pretty, but that has got a gorgeous sheen. Let's see if I can get one. It actually is really, really pretty. It's got a lovely sheen to it, and it's that marbling, but it's got all different pinks. Very nice. But yeah, it's Devanti pink marble yarn. That was the one that when Gary did all the, you know, bought the yarn, and I showed it what he'd got, and that's what he got some really nice yarn actually in that that shopping. He did do well. So that was that. Yeah, I think that was, those were the ones you meant. The retro one would be cool. It would be cool, wouldn't it? I don't know why they didn't do that, because they must have got rid of all those machines. They could have got them all really cheap. You didn't play the tables either. You won the slot machines with a Western game, and when you won, it was a stampede. Oh no, I didn't win off that big. I didn't win that big, I'm afraid. You'd bankrupt yourself in a casino. But you've got an addictive personality. See, Mike has, and I was a bit worried about him playing. But he didn't, you know, didn't break the bank. But I'm just not the sort of person that can gamble. Now, my dad was a gambler. When I say a gambler, it makes him sound bad, but he used to play the horses, and he used to do accumulations, you know, ACCAs they call them now, but they would call them accumulation, an accumulator. And he taught me how to make an accumulator. I used to do it for the Grand National and other. I could put a bet on. I was really quite a cool kid. I knew how to write a betting slip out. He used to get me to write his betting slips, and I understood it all, you know, and how to pay the tax up front. So for the longest time, I was pretty good in a betting shop. I could do it, but I lost the ability now. I wouldn't remember. But yeah, my dad was a gambler when it comes to the GGs and the greyhounds. But he would win, and he would put quite a bit on as well, but he'd always win. He was pretty shrewd, my dad. But it wasn't a gambler, you know, he wouldn't have gone on the tables. But my mum, the only thing she ever did was play bingo. You know, that's as far as she ever got. But yeah, I'm not an addictive personality in the slightest. The only thing I'm addicted to is yarn. But other than, cake. But other than that, no. I never be addicted to anything. I could never be a drinker. I could never be a drug taker. I can't do it. I just can't rely. I can't need anything that bad. You know, I can't. I could never be addicted to anything. In fact, if I ever have years ago, they used to give you like weight loss pills, and they were related to, they had speed in them basically. And they say, oh, be careful, you get addicted to these. They're addictive. I used to forget to take them. And I'd like suddenly think, why am I starving? I haven't taken them for 3 days. That's me. Can't be addicted to anything. It's just not, I haven't got that kind of personality. The only thing I'm addicted to is Gary. Bless him. Made a rule, Sam. We each bought $100. No debit or credit cards, and stayed home when the money ran out. Oh, that's nice. Well, we would just go through, play a little bit, and come away with our winnings. If we ever lost the first couple of goes, we'd walk away completely. We were just, we weren't really there for the gambling. We went there because Mike and Gemma got married there. And, every single hotel is a casino, with the exception of Trump Tower didn't have a casino. And I was a bit surprised about that. Everyone else is there to make as much money as they possibly can, but the only one without a casino was Donald Trump. Yeah. It is lovely, that Davanti, and I will use it. It's just too hot to crochet at the minute. I did tag you. Yeah, you have to get them to do it. First time you went to a casino, you won over $1,800. That was amazing. Wow. I couldn't win. I couldn't win anything really. I could, break even, won a little bit, but we're the sort of people, like, we'd win our $100 and odd and we'd walk away. Not, oh, I'm on a streak. It's like, cool, we've won, let's go. So no, I'd never be able to be the high roller because I wouldn't take it further. If I was on the chase or anything like that, I'd gamble. Like Tipping Point, when the other day it was right on the edge, and I knew I would have took the gamble. I would have done it. Or if I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I'd take the gamble because I'm there for once. I came with nothing. If I went home with nothing, it wouldn't bother me. I'm not destitute. So, yeah, I'd do the gamble. Unless, see, there's another part of me that would say, it's like a cakewalk machine on Tipping Point. And if I'd put the big counter in and it wasn't going my way, I'd switch to another area and just go for as much money as I possibly could and ignore that counter. But people don't do that. They chase the money all the time. They chase the 10 grand, and that's where they go wrong. But me, if it wasn't falling right, I'd just go for all the ones that have got money on. Get as much as I possibly could out of them. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons. This is all going wrong. I just can't read the chats now because I've got. Hang on a minute. Go. That's it. It went. Yay! I've done it. Phones and me. I always used to get taken the mickey out of by my kids because I text like that. They do this, don't they, kids? Not me. I'm like, for God's sake, how long does it take you to text? My friend Steve, my gay friend, he texts like a kid, and he'll text me, and it'll be a really big long one, and I've not finished reading it and had the chance to reply yet, and he's done another one, and he'll do that over and over again, and I'm like, I can't reply. I can't read them that quick. But he can rattle them off like a teenager, but not me. I'm a slow kind of plodder. Oh yeah, he's quite sweet, Gary, really. Your eldest got 2 greyhounds rescues from retired racers. Is that Chi or Chai? Chi and Silky. Aww. Greyhounds are funny looking, aren't they? They always look like they need a good pie. It's like, that dog's too skinny. Give it pies. Your dad was big into horses. Yeah, mine too. Absolutely. You're only addicted to caffeine and yarn. I'm only addicted to tea then and yarn. I don't really do coffee much. So, but the tea's got caffeine, only a little bit less, I guess. To crafts and coffee. Really addicted. You need separate rooms. It's funny. Um, hello, Claptrap. Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. Internet's working at least for a while. Been so choppy today. Chi. Oh, okay. If it wasn't for bad luck, you'd have no luck at all. I understand. I'm not the luckiest person. You know, my gay friend Steve and I used to go to bingo, and we used to go there for the chat more than anything. A good time. But the bingo and the chance of winning money was a side issue, you know, and we never won much ever, really. If we ever won, it was like, oh my god, you know, it's crazy, we won. But we didn't win very much at all, and we could go time and time and time again and never win. But there was one time, and I know I've told this story before, so if you heard it before, sorry. But we went to the bingo, and there was this woman, this skinny woman with curly hair, and she flew in front of him, like pushed him out of the queue almost to get her tickets, and it was kind of really rude, you know. And he kind of looked at me and went, "See that, babe?" Because I was sitting in the chair, and I went, like, you know, I saw that. Anyway, got our tickets, playing the game. That woman won the national. She won 27 grand, which was a lot of money back then. And that's quite a bit now, but back then that was a lot of money, you know, back in the 80s probably. So it was like, that bitch pushed in front of me, because we used to share. They would have been our tickets, mate. That's that woman. So they were sitting near us, and there was all these people like fussing round her, and her friend had a face like a slap back side, you know, like this. And so someone said, "Do you share?" And she went, "No." Like, obviously she's probably wanted to all those years, but her friend was like, "No, I'm not sharing." So yeah, from that moment on, we nicknamed that woman Loads of Money. She was loads of money, and her friend was wannabe, because she wanted to have loads of money, but she wouldn't share it, so they didn't have it. But yeah, that's how close we were once, but no cigar, because the woman just pushed in and got his tickets. But yeah, I won about £760 once. We were chatting like we do. We were sitting in a section where we weren't disturbing anybody. So we were kind of chatting, and I'm like dabbing and chatting and dabbing and chatting. And it was the last house, and that's always the big one, apart from the nationals and all that. So didn't really look at it. And by that time it was very smoky, because back in those days we had smoke in there. So it got really hazy, and my eyesight got a little bit more blurry with all the smoke in the air. So I'm dabbing away, and all of a sudden I think, oh, what's going on? You know, like, and so he looked at me as I say, it's not a Lulu, is it, babe? Because we always worried that we'd get it wrong. And I go, no, I don't think so. And he looked at the thing and he went, babe, does that say £760? Like, I think it does, babe. And he looked at me and went, it better not be a Lulu. And I went, oh no, can you imagine how embarrassing that would have been? So anyway, they checked it and it wasn't a Lulu, so we obviously shared it. But yeah, that's the most I've ever won. Never win again now, because that was the one time, you know. Hey, Popeye guy, woo woo! It's Daniel, isn't it? Welcome. Don't forget the thummy. So yeah, I miss Steve. I do miss him. He probably lives in Spain now. We used to go bingo and put the world to rights. He used to call us the Dynamite Girls. That was our nickname. And we would plot and scheme, you know, and generally make annoying kind of plots and schemes and stuff. But we had a great time, and we met because he was my next door neighbour. And when I knew that two boys were moving in next door, I said, I hope they're gay. So I just went, why? And I said, because if it's two blokes, they'll have women and parties. But if it's a gay couple, it'll just be nice, because they'll be quiet and normal, you know. And luckily, it was a gay couple, so, and he became my best friend, and we kept in touch even though, you know, he moved away. But he had a business around here, so I used to go see him there, and we'd sort of drink tea and put the world to rights and plot and scheme and all that stuff. And he was my bingo buddy. We did used to have a scream though, but not so much on the day that loads of money beat him to the ticket. Pushed him out the queue. Can you believe it? We would have been loads of money. Crazy. So, I don't know how long I've been on, but it feels like a long time. Hola. Hola. Getting a car at that price. I know, everything's so expensive now. It's like Gary said when we saw these apartments today in Ramsgate. He said, it'd be quite nice to live here. You know, I said, you have no idea how much they are, do you? Absolutely. Seriously, they are a lot of money. You only got to look at them, you know, they're all kind of round with balconies, and the penthouse one looks, got like a little bit more balcony. They are just so nice. I said they are going to be mega. That's got to be like in the million, I would say. Oh, I'm gonna look it up one of these days and see how much they are. But yeah. So Maritza, how are you? Good to see you. So yeah, I'm gonna test out my internet soon in the Yarn van, see if it does actually work for a live stream one evening. The trouble is, I'll clash with somebody who's live. I know I will, but unfortunately there are so many more people doing it now than there used to be when I used to just go on after D or something. But or I was on before D or whatever, because you know you could just pop up and it was fine. But now there's so and so's got this slot and so and so's got that slot, and everybody's scheduled, and I just think, oh, I'm gonna have to just get on and hope for the best one night, one evening. But that's what I'll have to do. But it'll be fun to see if it works. And I think Gary's probably hungry. I bet he's coming in to see where I'm at because we need to eat food. Oh, but yeah, I said, oh, we're going to do a little live. Little? I think I've been on about 2 hours. I don't know how long I've been on, but probably a while. That's it, I can't stop talking once I get started. Never been to a proper bingo hall. Never. Played at the caravan park on holiday, but never won. Oh, that's a shame. Well, this was because we had one in our town. We had a Mecca. And ours was all right. Well, not the best, but they built a huge one on one of the... well, it wasn't a kind of a business park, but they had a cinema and a few other things. They had a nightclub there. And they built this big gala. So, and they had like the foyer full of machines and everything else. So I said, oh, should we try the gala? And they opened it by having the 3 degrees on, you know. And so we kind of thought, okay, we'll go and see the 3 degrees and we'll go there. And so it became, every now and then we would go there. But if he didn't have time, like if he was like, we're going straight from work and we didn't have a lot of time, we would go to the Mecca. But the Mecca was a bit dowdy. And then they did it up. But yeah, even so, it was still better to go to the big one. But we never won much, you know. I think Steve won. He would win more on the machines in the foyer, but he won a couple of like double lines, like 2 lines and things like that. But that big one was the only one I ever won, and we were just the worst luck. We went for years, you know, years and years and years. But we just went for the fun, really. But yeah, we had a good time. I do miss him. We were going to go to Spain together, and then the lockdown happened, and I've not really heard from him since. But when I had the cancer and I recovered, he said, that's it, you come to Spain with me, because he got an apartment. And I knew he had plans to actually one of these days move over there, but I haven't heard from him for a long time. But he's kind of that sort of friend that you can not talk to for a long time, and then you just have a catch up as if you've never not spoken, you know. Have you been talking all that time? Anyway, I better get off because it is time for me to go out there and do that barbecuing, cook Gary's food because he must be starving now. And so it's been good to spend some time with you. Thanks for coming and joining me. And I'll put up all my videos that I did today over on Rocksteady of my trip to the seaside. And so if you don't see a chat tomorrow, you'll know why. I probably put the one up that I was going to do today in the morning now because I've done this, and that will be there instead. So thanks for watching and keeping me company. Good to see you all. Mwah! And hopefully next time I go live, you never know, might be in the Yarn Van. We'll see. Bye for now.